Becky. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a homeschooling video all about homeschooling high school. If you guys don't know already, I have a 17-year-old daughter and an 11-year-old daughter. Obviously my 17-year-old is in high school and she is finishing up her senior year. As I am filming this video, she actually only has about 5 months left in her senior year and only 5 months left that she is in my homeschool. So it's definitely gone really quickly. We started homeschooling her in the middle of 4th grade and it has just flown by, and I'm really proud of her and excited for all that the future holds. But with a senior year, whether you're homeschooled or in public school, there's a lot of prep work involved. And so in today's video, I thought I would share with you kind of where we're at with our graduation plans as far as like getting everything set up for college, parties, presents, all that stuff. Of course, some of these things are specific to us. Some of these things are specific to homeschoolers. And there's definitely more and less things you can do to prepare for graduation from homeschool high school. These are just some of the things that we are focusing on that are relevant to us, but I am gonna link 2 resources for you guys. It's a more comprehensive list, a little bit of a timeline of what you could be doing or maybe should be doing when your child is in homeschool high school. So junior year specifically, starting in junior year and then senior year. So I'll link those 2 resources for you guys below. There's also tons of other information on the internet you can find of all different things you should be doing to get your child prepared for graduation from your homeschool high school and then thinking about college if they have college plans. So like I said, this is a list of things that we are doing to prepare for her graduation from our homeschool high school. Some of these things we've already done, and I'll show you those things here as well, and then I'll tell you the rest of the things that are on our list. I think one of the things you think of most, or at least I thought of most when I was graduating from high school, because I was public schooled, was my class ring. And I know it was a big deal to, you know, pick out the one that came in the catalog. You got to customize like what you wanted to say, or if you played sports or anything like that. It was really fun. But when you're homeschooled, sometimes some of those kind of commonplace things that happen in public school don't necessarily, or they're not opportunities you're necessarily normally going to get. Nobody's going to come to your house with a catalog and say, okay, your child's a senior now, let's pick out a class ring. But I think it's a fun part of graduating. I think it's definitely a momentous occasion that you want to recognize with something, a long-term piece of jewelry. But I think the bad thing about typical class rings is you don't usually wear them very long. I know I didn't wear mine longer than a year. So when thinking about my oldest daughter graduating, I really wanted her to have a piece of jewelry to commemorate the occasion, but obviously didn't necessarily want it to look, but I didn't necessarily want it to look like a typical public school class ring, mostly because I think honestly they're kind of ugly, and also I think because I do think they're ugly and kind of a little bit more of something she's probably not going to want to wear long term. I wanted to find something that she would actually want to wear long term, but that would also be a visual representation to her of, I got this when I graduated high school. And that is where Ana Luisa comes in. I have talked about them before in so many videos in different capacities. I love Ana Luisa. They are an online jewelry company that has tons of amazing pieces of jewelry that are trendy pieces that are like very on trend, some of them even very edgy, and then classic pieces that are more timeless. So that was one of the first places that I looked when looking into graduation gift jewelry for her. So I have a few pieces to show you today that I picked up. These are not for her graduation, but just to give you some ideas. I actually got this necklace for me, so it's okay to get something for me. This is the Selena necklace. It's just got this tiny little bezel set, a stone in the middle, a really delicate chain. It's got a couple different spots in the back so I can make it longer or shorter. So I really wanted that because it is very lightweight and I cannot stand heavy necklaces. So I got that for me. For my youngest, not for graduation obviously, but I picked these up because I thought they were cute. I got these little star dangle hoops. For my mother-in-law, I got her these gold tone twisted rope earrings. So those are just a few things that I picked up. I wear these earrings almost every single day. They came from Ana Luisa, so they have tons of options on there that are very affordable that I think would make a great choice for a graduation gift. Some of them are even engravable. So if you want to put the date, the year that your child is graduating, or any other type of message, you know, within the characters that you're allowed to put, I think that's a great way to give them a piece of jewelry that is a class ring or a class jewelry piece, graduation piece, but that doesn't look like the typical thing that every public school, high school kid gets and maybe wears for a year and then shoves in a drawer and never wears again. There's tons of variety on there, and like I said, tons of different price points if you're on a budget or you have a little bit more to spend. There's a lot of variety in style and a lot of variety in price. And as you can see by the 3 things that I picked up to show you in this video, something for me, I'm in my 40s, something for my youngest who's 11, and something for my mother-in-law who, you know, is a little bit more mature. They have something on their website for everything. So I highly recommend you guys look into Ana Luisa when you're thinking of a non-traditional graduation piece of jewelry, something that can be engraved or just something that your child's gonna remember. You know, make a little card up, put it with the jewelry and say, you know, this is to remember and commemorate your graduation from high school. I know you're gonna do great things. You know, so many different ways you can do it and customize it, but I think that's really nice to give them something they're gonna wear long-term versus something they're gonna wear maybe a short amount of time and then forget about. So I will link Ana Luisa in the description box for you guys. Right now they're having a sale of up to 25% off. So on top of their already really affordable prices, really great time to be looking at maybe a graduation gift or something, like I said, to commemorate, like a ring or a bracelet or a necklace or earrings even, to commemorate their graduation from high school. So definitely check out Ana Luisa. I will link them in the description box. So another really important part of graduation is obviously your diploma. And there's a lot of upset and concern over getting a diploma when you homeschool. And I had the same feelings when I started homeschooling her at the time. I was like, what about a diploma? She's not gonna graduate from high school, and what are employers and colleges gonna think? I have since learned better, and I actually made a whole video about that I will link in my description box for you guys, all about how to get a high school diploma and why you shouldn't be worried about it too terribly much as far as like when it comes to getting into college or getting a job. So definitely check out that video if you're interested. But I did want her to have a nice professional looking diploma. Even though it was a high school diploma that she earned from a homeschool, I still wanted her to have a diploma that looked just as nice and professional as everyone else's. So I actually picked hers up at homeschooldiploma.com. It came in this really nice, and just like you would if you graduated public school, it's a really nice little cover. You can customize the color of the cover. You can customize what it says on the front. You can do a lot of personalizations to the diploma itself, which I'm not going to show you because it's got her name on it. But you can put your child's name, obviously, any little message you want to put, the name of your homeschool. You can do some of the different things with the seals that are on the bottom. This looks like just like my diploma from high school, except I purchased this from homeschooldiploma.com. So very affordable. There was one on Amazon that looked really nice, but it was almost double the price. This was, I think, around $40, $45, including the cover. And I think it's a really nice way to make her homeschool graduation look as professional as possible and make it feel like as much of a normal experience as possible, like compared to a public school kid that's graduating from public school. So that, I think, is really important to have, even though it means nothing as far as like, you know, in the job world or college world. It means something to me, and I think it'll mean something to her just to have that piece of paper. So also for her cap and gown, even though she's not traditionally walking in a graduation ceremony, and I know some people do get that experience with homeschool co-ops and things like that. Our church sometimes will do that. I don't know if they're planning on doing it next year when she graduates, but whether they are or not, I wanted her to have a cap and gown for some pictures. And I actually have my cap and gown from when I graduated high school 24 years ago. Just a black cap and a black gown. So I thought that would be really fun for her to wear mine in pictures, but I wanted her to still be able to personalize it and have the experience of personalizing her tassel or whatever color that she wanted. So she actually chose just a plain white tassel with just the year that she's graduating right here. This came from Amazon. They had tons of caps and gowns and tassel colors and cording and all that stuff that you would see on a traditional public school kid's graduation, you know, garb setup, whatever you want to call it. They had it all on Amazon. So she didn't really know what color she wanted. We ordered a couple options that had free returns. She ended up opting for white. And then we just got the one that obviously has the year she's going to be graduating on it. Very affordable, but I think it's an important piece, again, of that whole experience of graduating from high school. Whether you're public schooled or homeschooled, I think it's still an important kind of experience and rite of passage, and I wanted her to have that. So definitely check out Amazon for things like that. I also did purchase an extra cap for her because she wanted to personalize her cap. Like when we went to my nephew's public school graduation in the spring, we noticed that all the girls, most all the girls, and some of the boys had decorated like the top flat part of their cap. And I did not know this was a thing, but apparently it's a big thing that kids are doing now in high school. And she thought it was really neat, and being that she's really creative and artistic and, you know, wants to be a graphic designer and kind of into all that stuff, She really wanted to personalize her cap, even though she may not be technically walking in a graduation ceremony. I think it's still really fun, and so I did purchase an extra cap for her because I did not want her doing that to mine. I've had it for 24 years and it's in pristine condition, and I don't want it decorated or anything. So I did purchase an extra cap for her from Amazon. It was like 10 bucks, and she can do whatever she wants to it to kind of make it her own. So if she ends up doing that, if you guys are interested, let me know in the comments. I will maybe film a video of like her decorating it herself and kind of how it turned out, just in case you guys are interested. So let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. Okay, so those are the top things that I think of when I think about graduating from high school. Obviously, there's a lot more technically important things than that, but those that I already mentioned are pretty much the most fun things, I think. So one thing she's already done is she did retake the ACT. She had taken it as a sophomore, which is technically earlier than they usually have you take it, but because she was going to be doing dual credit college classes starting as in her junior year of high school, they required her to have an ACT score on file. So she had to take it as a sophomore, which is kind of weird because some of the stuff that was on the ACT is stuff that she had not even learned yet because she was a year younger than you normally are when you take the ACT. So she wanted to retake it just to get the best score that she could. She retook it in October, and we've got the score for that, and now I just needed to remember to make sure those scores were sent to the school, the college that she's already taken classes at, just to make sure they had the most up-to-date score on her record of her ACT. And I do need to book a senior photographer, like a photographer for her senior pictures. Like I said, there's no yearbook and she's not really walking or anything like that, but I do want to still take pictures. I still want her to have that experience. I want those pictures for my memories. I want those pictures for her. So I need to find a photographer that will do at least a couple different outfit changes. It would be nice if there's one that we do a couple different location changes. I know those people are out there. I just really need to hurry up and find one and book one because I know they can book up really quickly. If you're interested in the same thing and you don't want to take the pictures yourself, definitely check out Groupon. I do know, and I have seen in the past, that they do have some photographers on there sometimes that have a Groupon deal where it's cheaper, so I may look into that too. But I also need to make sure that when she graduates and in May that we send the college her updated transcript. They already have her current transcript for the classes that she's taken so far, but once she graduates in May from high school, they will want a final and updated transcript, so I need to just make sure that I'm staying on top of that and getting that to them in a timely fashion. I also need to go through her paperwork from the past years. We've got so many totes in the garage full of homeschool papers from all of her previous schoolwork from 4th grade on. I kept pretty much everything because number one, I'm sentimental, but also our state, they say, well, they have the right to come and audit you and like check and make sure you're doing stuff. And so I wanted to make sure that I had more than enough samples to show this is what we've been doing over the last, however many years. And so I really should probably go through all that stuff. I need to go through all that stuff when she graduates, purge most of it, keep the stuff that's really special. And that's gonna be hard for me because like I said, I am very sentimental, but I do need to do it. And going forward, I have tried to keep less of my youngest daughter's papers, but it's so hard because when you homeschool and you're seeing their milestones and you're seeing their little handwriting, every single day and how it improves and changes and stuff, it's hard. When they're in public school, I think a lot of that stuff doesn't end up coming home and I don't have to see it, so therefore I don't know to miss it. But when I'm seeing every single paper and art project and report and essay that's coming through that my kids are doing, it's hard to get rid of it, but I do need to do that. I also need to purchase her a separate graduation gift other than the jewelry. I think I want to get her a different gift, like a separate gift, and plan her a party. Obviously, given that she's homeschooled, it's not going to be with her public school friends, but any other friends that she has, they have lots of friends from church and people they've met here and there, throughout town over the years, and family, of course. So a graduation party, and something I know she specifically said she wanted was yard letters. Like when we saw people last spring graduating and they had like, congratulations, Megan, or 2020 grad, or whatever it was. She thought that was really neat, so I need to make sure that I remember to get some yard letters for her because I want her to feel special. The summer after she graduates, so summer of 2022, I really want to help her hone in on what she wants to do. Like she has a very creative spirit, and I have a very entrepreneurial spirit, so I want to help her to, and she's interested in this too, how can she use her talent as a job? even if right now it's just a little bit here and a little bit there, I really want to help her kind of grow that spirit and grow that avenue, because even if she gets a job out in the, you know, the world somewhere, which I'm sure she will, it's always nice to have a side hustle, and it's always nice to be working on your own business kind of behind the scenes. So maybe one day she can completely be her own boss, make all of her own money, just doing art from, you know, jobs that she gets through an Etsy shop or a website or whatever, you know. However, there's so many different avenues that she can take to do that. But I think it's really important. I think it's really important to foster that entrepreneurial spirit in kids. I think it's really important to have a side hustle, especially in these economic times. It can be really difficult to just rely on one source of income. So I think it's going to be really important for her to have some type of side job, and I definitely want to take some time over the summer to help her with that. So these are just some of the things you should be doing, or maybe could be doing, to prepare your child for graduation from your homeschool high school. There are so many more things you could be doing, especially if you're looking into financial aid or work study programs. I mean, really, it would be almost impossible for me to share every single thing that you and your child should be doing, because it's dependent so much on your state, it's dependent so much on your child and what they want to do, what school they're going to go to, your finances, you know, all those things kind of take a part in what your graduation to-do list is going to look like. So you really have to kind of sit down and figure that out for yourself. These are just some things to think about. And then, like I said, check out those 2 resources that I've linked for you to get some better ideas of a more broad scope of things that maybe you should be doing that would apply to a lot more people. I thought you might enjoy hearing our list and kind of what we're doing and kind of how we're preparing to graduate her from high school. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to check out Ana Luisa. Like I said, whether it's a graduation gift, a normal present, a graduation present, or just something you want to buy for yourself, definitely check out Ana Luisa. They have such good quality pieces. Like I said, I wear these earrings almost every single day, and if it's not these, I have another 2 sets of Huggy hoops that came from Ana Luisa that I wear pretty much every single day. It's those or these, and I wear them all the time. They're comfortable. I've never had any issues with them. I love them, and I love that Ana Luisa offers so many different types of pieces that I'm able to get gifts for my 11-year-old, my 17-year-old, myself, my mother-in-law. It really doesn't matter what the age is or the taste that somebody has in jewelry. There's something on the Ana Luisa website for everybody, and they offset 100% of their carbon emissions. So whenever they're creating and producing the packaging and the jewelry itself, they're offsetting 100% of anything they're putting out into the environment. They're offsetting that with different types of recycled materials in their production process to make sure that they're being as conscious of the environment as possible, which is awesome. So definitely check them out. I will link them in the description box for you guys. Also, I'll link my homeschooling playlist. Every single homeschooling video I have made over the last 8 years, 7 years we've been homeschooling, I've lost track, is in that playlist. There are so many of them, and I think you guys will really get a lot of helpful information and inspiration and motivation from that playlist. So definitely check it out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.